Aprilia denied my warranty claim. Here's how it went down. So this is a continuation of last week's video. I was taking my RSV4 factory, one right here behind me, to the dealership in the last video to drop it off because I had got an oil pan leak in the gasket on the oil pan. So I was taking it in. So I had done a bunch of mods to the bike, put a BT Moto flash in it, a bunch of other stuff. Before I took it back in, I flashed it back to stock, all that kind of stuff. When I got done doing all the mods, I had like 600 miles on it. I took it on like a 200-mile ride. I went on a big charity ride event for a humane society down in San Jose, California. And when I got home, I was starting to wipe down the bike and, kind of clean it up a little bit. And I noticed I had oil dripping. And so I started looking around, and I'll put a picture in the video. I did it in the last one as well. You can see where it's a bunch of oil coming down from the oil pan gasket and dripping all down. So I called the dealership, Moto Exchange over in Oakland, where I bought the bike. They were like, yeah, no problem, bring it in. At this point, I was at like 800, little over 800 miles. So I took it in, he looked at it, he's like, yep, it's leaking, no big deal. We'll replace, we'll start a warranty on it, all this kind of stuff. And I even asked him when I dropped it off, I was like, is there anything mod-wise that I've done to the bike that should affect my warranty in any way? And he was like, nah, I don't think it'll be an issue with anything, especially this. It's pretty clean cut. It's the oil pan gasket. So I dropped it off. He said that I dropped it off on I think it was on a Friday. And so he said they wouldn't be able to do the warranty until Monday morning, and then, give it a couple of days, and then we'd go from there. So like a little over a week later, I contacted him again, just getting an update. They said they got the warranty approved for the gasket. They sent that it was getting sent from Italy, and so it was probably going to be a couple weeks. So I was like, okay. This is my first time owning an Italian bike or a European bike. Everything I've owned before was either a Harley, Yamaha, or a Honda. So Japanese or American bikes have all I've ridden in my 45 years of riding. So anyway, so I waited, I checked back in I think it was like a week and a half or 2 weeks later, just getting an update. And he's like, actually I take that back. He texted me a couple weeks later and said that they'd got the gasket in and that he would have it ready in like a couple of days. So I was like, sweet, all right, cool. But then he called me back and was like, false alarm. Apparently the gasket for the oil pan is a 2-piece and they only got one of them. So they're gonna have to order the other one, and it was gonna come back and then they would put it back together. So it was gonna be some more time. So I was like, all right, crap happens, whatever. I get another week and a half, 2 weeks goes by. I get a hold of him. He's like, yeah, it should be in a couple of days. I'll throw it in there and we'll have you back on the road. So a few days later, he gets a hold of me. The bike's done. Everything is good to go. I can come pick it up. Needless to say, it's about an hour, depending on traffic, from here to where the dealership is over in Oakland. I live out about an hour from there towards the valley here in the Bay Area. So I get a ride all the way over there, pick the bike up, ride it back home. As soon as I pull into the driveway and pull it into the garage, I get down and I look, and it's still leaking oil. And to me, it looked like it was leaking from the same area. Like it's like right in the front of the bike, and you can see it's weeping down, and then the wind's blowing it back down and across the front of the oil pan. So I call them up. I'm like, hey, it's still leaking. They're like, all right, bring it back. So the next day, on my way to work, drive another hour back over there, drop it off, have a buddy pick me up on the way to work, drop it off. So then it's been a couple of days, and then he calls me back and he's like, have you done any work to it? And I'm like, no, other than what I've showed you. I said, I haven't broken any gaskets apart. Everything that I've done on it has been like covers. I did put a new air cleaner kit in it, an exhaust, stuff like that, but I haven't broken any gaskets apart on the bike at all. He's like, all right, cool. So didn't hear anything for, it was like a few more days. I finally get a hold of him. He says they're dealing with the factory, that as soon as they figure out what's going on, he'll let me know. So we're going on, from the original time that I started this, we're going on like a month and a half at this point. And considering I've had the bike less than 6 months and I got less than 1,000 miles on it, not gonna lie, I was starting to get a little antsy. So, you know, I let him know. I was like, hey, you know, what's going on with this, blah, blah, blah. So he's like, and then he just out of the blue, he messaged me and says, okay, the bike's done, come pick it up. I was like, all right, cool. So get a ride back over there, another hour over there, pick it up. Well, when I was talking to the service manager, he said that it wasn't my oil pan gasket, it was one of my side cover gaskets was leaking. And because I had put Bonamici engine guards on there, that Aprilia denied the claim. He said, now he said that they didn't agree with that as a dealership, so they went ahead and took care of it themselves. I don't know how I feel about that at this point, because the oil was not coming from the side of the bike. There's no way that if something's leaking off the side of the bike that it's going to be running down the front of the bike. So I don't know what's really going on with it. I mean, I didn't have to pay out of pocket, so I wasn't overly upset. They said they took care of it. It's back under. It didn't cost me anything but time, but not gonna lie, it's got me a little bit hesitant with it. So far I haven't had any more issues with it. I'm now pushing 2,000 miles on it, and I haven't had any more issues with any leaking or anything that I've found, and I keep looking. Now I'm like worried about it, so I keep getting in there and looking at it. So I was already, like, there was already a part of me with getting an Aprilia worried about that, because I've heard a lot about, you know, issues along these lines, and also that the dealership network isn't really strong. Not saying anything against Moto Exchange in Oakland. They've been great. Obviously they took care of it, whether it was something they did or whether it was Aprilia themselves. Either way, it got worked out. I didn't have to come out of pocket for anything. But like I said, it definitely has me kind of like antsy about anything else, because I've never had an issue with a warranty with any car. You know, I've had tons of bikes. I've never had a warranty issue where they've denied a claim based on something that was so like iffy. I didn't break any gaskets apart. Nothing came loose. Like, I didn't do anything that would cause any gasket to leak. So, and for a bike to have less than 1,000 miles and then them deny a claim on a gasket, it was kind of like, So again, this is not a bash Aprilia. I love my Aprilia. I'm so happy I got the bike. There's something about riding it. It's just such a visceral experience that I love it. So I'm not unhappy. The situation got handled, but like I said, I'm just a little leery at this part. So, but I got the bike back. It took me almost 2 months of going back and forth. So I guess my thing, I would have probably been more upset if it was my only bike. I have 4 bikes, so I was just riding my other bikes while I was waiting for it. So it wasn't as big of a deal, but I know if this was my only bike and I dropped that kind of money on a bike and then it was taking that long, I would have been a little bit more irritated with the situation, I think. But anyway, so it's neither here nor there. I just wanted to update everybody on it. Because I did the video going over there. It was such a hectic drop-off, pickup, drop-off thing that I didn't record any of the rest of it. So I wanted to come back in and like fill everybody in on the story of what actually happened. Once I got it back home, hooked up my VT Moto flashed it again, and I've been riding. Like I said, I had it out in the twisties. The BT Moto flash does great on it. It's lowered the temperature a bunch because they have it turned on where the fans turn on earlier so that it cools it down. I also flushed it out with engine ice coolant instead of the stock coolant. So I would regularly hit 220, and like I was worried about it shutting off. And now that I've done that, I think the highest I've ever got is like 210, and it does good. So, but anyway, yeah, that's pretty much what I just wanted to bring you guys up to speed on it. Love the thing, little leery about the warranty thing at this point. So I'm going to be, there's really not much else I'm going to plan on doing to it. I've already done everything I really wanted to do to it. So pretty much from here on, it's just gonna be riding and maintaining it. So we'll see what happens. I might do some carbon fiber stuff on it in the future, but for right now, this is pretty much what I'm gonna do on it. So, but anyway, that's the story with it. It's back on the road. It's running like I guess I can't really say that anymore. It's an ape, and it's running like an ape. But anyway, old expression, can't use that anymore. Anyway, so yeah. That's what's going on with it. What's your opinion on Aprilia? Would you buy it? Has your opinion on Aprilia changed over the last few years? I know they used to have some issues with there being some reliability issues in the past, but from what I'm hearing, it's been addressed and it's kind of been taken care of. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you like the way the channel's going, you know, throw a comment in the bottom. Let me know if there's something you don't like or there's something you want to see more of. Let me know in the comments as well. So that's pretty much all I got for right now. You're back up to speed. I'll keep doing content on the Aprilia. I got some more stuff coming up on the Yamaha, and also I'm going to be doing some videos. I'm going to refresh my old 2006 bagger, Harley bagger. So that's going to be coming up too. So, all right, have a good one.
Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It really helps out the channel and keeps you updated on all our latest content.